So if I play League of Legends on my feet, and I do a little dancing,
by jogging, there's still playing League. It's a sport.
Because you're adding something that's not... Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Attempts Were Made. You're all looking submissive and breedable, as always. Today, we have, me, Stev, our longtime host, and, oh no, I said host. I called you a host.
I'm a host now.
Oh, wow, what a terrible day. What a terrible day it is. And then we have a new person here. We were running around looking for an emergency host because we needed someone, and we brought in our friend Emma. And by our friend, I mean my friend. Only mine.
Steve and I are now friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just take my friends like that.
But Dickie does just keep bringing in people I've never met, and...
Wow, what a harlot.
Yeah. I'm sorry, have any of them been awful to you? Have you disliked any of them?
No.
Exactly.
No, I haven't. I'm just saying, like...
Why are you being so anti...
Where's my friends? Why don't I get to bring a friend onto the podcast?
Because A, you don't have friends, and B...
I have plenty of friends.
Name one friend.
Thank you very much.
That responds to you.
Evan?
That responds to you. I knew you were going to say
Evan. Who responds to me?
That's
Core.
Why do you think I did...
Chase?
Why do you think we didn't try to bring Evan back for this episode? Because I just couldn't... He wasn't going to respond.
Yeah, I DM'd him earlier today. He just didn't respond.
I think he hasn't even heard either of my last voicemails. But anyways, we have Emma here, and she's going to be here for this episode, and she's fun, and she's awesome, and she's Canadian, which makes her better than all of you, unless you are already Canadian, so that means you're fine. But,
Thank you so much. I'm smiling in free healthcare right now.
Smiling in free healthcare, poutine, and some Timmies.
A little bit of maple syrup on top, and you've got a great recipe for a Canadian.
I hate it here. I hate it here. But Emma also works in film. She works in TV just like I do, so that means she's awesome. Emma, give me a little rundown of you and your life and your existence.
Wow, thank you so much for that totally unbiased and very, very thoughtful and heartfelt introduction. I really appreciate that, and it really cements our friendship into something.
Shut up and just talk about yourself.
I never thought it would be. My name is Emma. I am a recent graduate from the Film Studies program. It's my second degree. Last week I got offered my first job out of college, which was super exciting. I'm going to be working as an assistant editor for a TV show coming up, which is super, super exciting. I really love post. I really love working with computers, and that involves both gaming and, film. And I started going into film because of how much I loved gaming, and I really, really just couldn't ruin games. So I thought, I'll just ruin movies.
So, fun thing about Emma and I think we first bonded over Danganronpa. I think we were playing Among Us, and
we were playing Among Us.
We were playing Among Us.
Oh my god, this story!
That's what happened. Like, we were playing Among Us, and they're like, "Yo, this reminds me of Danganronpa," and she's like, "Yo, I love Danganronpa." I'm like, friends? So Emma and I have known each other for 2.5 years at this point, and we still have never met in person, which is hilarious because we
allegedly.
Okay, no, I take it back. So we met in person one time at Colossal Con East in 2019. We like a hot second. I barely remember this. She doesn't remember it, but we did. In fact, we were in the presence of each other. We were within 5 feet of each other. We just happened to have a lot of the same friends, so that's how our friendship bonded. And then we also just wasted 20, 30, 40 hours on Monster Prom, which is a terrible dating sim that I love to death. Just love it.
Wasting.
It was.
I put my love, sweat, and tears into that game and into our relationship in that game.
Oh my god!
Wow.
No,
good to know that I came to this podcast just to find out I have no friends, just like Steve.
I'm
what? I just listed 5 friends.
And then we just said don't respond to you. Do they respond to you?
Yes.
Really? Evan responds to you?
Okay, Evan doesn't, but the other ones I said do.
In less than 5 business days?
Yes. I have friends. I have good friends. I have great
friends. Whatever helps you sleep.
It's okay, Steve. It's fine. I don't.
What helps me sleep at night is melatonin.
I'm gonna put a picture of what you tweet now, just you complaining about where you live and not having friends now.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any friends here. That doesn't mean I don't have friends.
Steven?
You two aren't in the same location.
I know. Actually, technically, by your definition of friends, I don't think Dickie and I are friends. I have a friend in Canada. Sure, allegedly, yeah, right?
Yeah.
in Canada.
What?
Very convenient for you. Like, oh, we haven't met because she's in Canada.
Is this
very,
like
very
is this like when you say you have like in high school, middle school, you're like, yo, I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Yeah.
They're just in a different school. They're
don't
like
know
somewhere
her.
else.
She's
You don't
in
know her.
Canada.
Like
She
she's just in
lives in a
Canada.
different state.
She lives in Canada.
Yeah, you just don't know her.
It's fine. It's fine. Like, do Canadians do that too? When you're in school, do you just be like, yeah, actually have like a boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, they're just in America. Like, it's fine. It's like, it's casual. I met them on like summer vacation.
No, we would know. We like know 100%. We do not go down the border like often enough to like meet someone. It is like a privilege to go south of the border to go to what's that store called? That people shop at.
There's
lot of
just
them in
one. There's
I know.
one store.
Okay, hold on.
No one knows.
Hold
It's
on.
just
Walmart,
it's a singular.
Target.
It's like Target's cousin.
Walmart. Kmart.
No, we have a
Costco?
Walmart.
Costco.
No, we have a Costco too. It's not Trader Joe's, is it? Or is that a
Whole Foods?
restaurant?
Oh no, Trader Joe's is
That-
is like a grocery.
That's groceries. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it's,
It's like
something
a
like
fancy,
that. Like
annoying grocery.
we would definitely go south of the border to go like shopping into like really, really nice places like Trader Joe's because, you know, we don't have that kind of stuff here. But you wouldn't be there long enough for you to find like a hot American boyfriend. Like there's no way, none of the movies about the States have told me that the love of my life is going to be, you know, a cashier. So we know for sure that we don't have secret boyfriends in the States.
I don't know. Americans are kind of sluts. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard.
I mean, yeah, if she wanted like a romantic relationship, I don't think she's gonna find it. But like, if she wanted a one night stand, she could find it.
Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, that's not hard.
There's a
Wow,
bug.
Americans are sluts. I mean,
Put
I
it
guess
on a
that
shirt.
checks out, right?
Put it on the shirt.
Americans are sluts.
Sorry, I had to kill a bug.
I hate it here.
Got it.
I hate it here.
Wow.
And speaking of killing bugs, Steve,
Great segue.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like last week, the salmon and rice diet has been doing my bowels.
Oh my God!
amazing.
No! No!
I have not. Like,
Stop.
I've had such clean poops the last
God
couple days. I also
damn it.
realized, it's kind of weird.
No.
The more I have,
Dickie!
I have like real. I'm gonna mute you guys just like the last time. It's fine.
Oh my lord.
I have a question. When you guys
Okay.
drink
I don't wanna hear the
beer
answer.
or if you drink like
No.
beer or like certain alcohols, does that like drive your stomach crazy the
Okay.
next day?
No.
Because you do drink Sakai, so I
You mean like a
Everything I eat
hangover?
does, but like drinks tend not to unless it's like a milkshake.
okay. Well, like it could be like
big dairy.
if I have like certain beers, it drives my stomach like crazy. I have the worst beer shits the next day. But also like if I have like crazy sugary alcoholic drinks, like if I have like a couple like giant frozen fun fruity drinks, like my stomach's like, you're dying, you want to die, like you have a hangover, not like your head, like your stomach just wants to rip itself open and die.
You know, I relate to that a little.
Okay, so
A
I'm
little.
not crazy. I want to make sure I wasn't crazy on this one because like
No, you are crazy.
that's besides the
but-
point. Well, because like I have started only drinking like really terrible light beers, and I've noticed my stomach does not get nearly as angry.
Maybe you should try some Canadian beers. Like, not gonna lie, your guys' beer is so watered down.
Look, no. I love Labatt's. Like, don't
Maybe
get me
you
wrong.
just
Like,
shouldn't drink
like a
beer
nice
'cause it's
Molson or
ass.
a nice Molson. I forgot you hate beer. Who hurt you?
I do.
A nice Molson
The
or
beer
like
just
Labatt is
tastes
great.
bad.
No, it doesn't.
It really does.
It really does not.
It's terrible.
It's refreshing.
It tastes like wheat piss.
What kind of?
Like,
Okay, honestly,
piss?
Steve, you give me the vibe that you go to a bar and you ask for like a limoncello,
No.
like lemon drops, like you ask for like a really, really nice drink. You're like a margarita glass, but like, can I get like a highball? Like, can I get like a whiskey glass? Like, don't give me like the fruity cocktail glasses.
No. I'm asking for the fruitiest thing I can. The sweetest.
Oh, what were those shots we took at
Sugariest.
Otakon that one year, Steve? It was like weird mint lemon shot things.
What?
We got to like one of the bars when we were at Otakon when we first met, and we had these weird mint lemon. Do you know what I'm talking about now?
I don't think that was me.
It was you. I took the shot next to you. I
I
have a
pretty
picture on
much
my
only
phone.
had shots of Fireball there.
You did have shots.
I bought a lot of people shots of
You
Fireball.
we do shots of Fireball. But going back to the poop thing, 'cause this is really important.
No.
As many of you know, I love to FaceTime people while I poop. I get very lonely while I go to the
This is just
bathroom.
getting worse by the second.
It's getting better. So I had
looking
one
for the
of the
eject
things that
button.
really solidified me and Emma's friendship was that we had a bet going on. We had a bet going on that I ended up winning, and the bet was I had to either stop FaceTiming her while I pooped, or the next 20 times she pooped, She had to send me a selfie. Not like showing anything. It was just her always frowning, just like face up, being like.
Such a like.
That's such a great story.
Terrible.
It's so great that I end.
Why do you do this?
Because this is how I solidify friendships. If you can't be friends on the toilet, who can you be friends with? There was a dude.
No,
like,
I don't need to be friends with you like that.
It's too late. You already did. The bet already happened. We're all good. Look, if you can't make friends with people in the bathroom, I don't understand what. There was a dude playing Switch on the toilet next to me in the gym, and I just heard it, and I kind of really want to like say something. Like he was like I could hear the audio.
Don't.
I didn't.
You already shouldn't talk to people in the gym,
Well,
but especially the bathroom of the gym.
Why are you playing Switch on the toilet?
Bathroom gym is
in the
sacred.
Gym?
Why wouldn't you? But who are you to judge? Who are you to judge?
I'm not judging them. I wanted to join in.
people while they're while you're shitting.
I'm not judging the person. I was saying I wanted to join in a conversation with them and be like, "Yo, bro, who are you playing as? And are you a Stormcloak or Imperial scum?"
Would you? Okay, let's say Switch guy is out of toilet paper and he goes, "Hey man, you got some toilet
Yes, I
paper?"
would give him toilet paper.
What do you give him? Do you give him a little wad, B, the entire roll, or C, your hand so he can get through this?
I would like to say the wad and my hand at the same time because it helps. Sometimes it's just a little thing like that helps me push through. Although he might have not had a.
I feel like you would go for the hand touch too. You want like a little bit of a hold.
Oh, I will hold his hand while
while
he's finishing. That's what a friend does. If any of my friends said like I needed to hold their hand while I go to the bathroom.
Him. He's a dude taking a shit.
Okay,
you're not his friend.
I could become
Dickie.
friends with him. Like that could solidify our bond.
You are a new level of parasocial relationship of
How is that
everyone in the stall next to you is your friend.
No. That's not parasocial. I'm not like envisioning my whole entire life with them. I'm just saying like if there's an opportunity.
Yes, you are.
No,
you are imagining you are best friends with the person in the stall next to you.
They're going to get married in an outhouse.
What if I become best friends with this man taking a shit that I don't know? What if that's my life?
Look, if you can't make friends with
where I should go?
You should be able to make friends with. If you can't make friends with anyone anywhere, like you're just like that's just you. Like that is my personality.
You can make friends with people anywhere except the bathroom.
Anywhere else.
Why are you saying
outside in the gym?
I don't want to make friends at the gym.
Mid-set would be
Everyone knows
better.
you don't talk to someone in the middle of at the gym. Like that's weird. That's like you don't approach a girl at the gym. You don't approach a dude at the gym.
So why does the gym bathroom make it okay?
It's like a sacred place where like everything is okay.
Where you don't talk to people. Yes, correct.
I have to see an old
It is a sacred place where you
should
should not be speaking to anyone.
If I'm seeing old man's dangly bits, I can talk to someone. Like,
no. You shouldn't be looking at the old man's dangly bits.
I'm not trying to look at the old man's dangly bits. When you walk into like a gym locker
Clearly
room,
you are.
Are you saying
you should be turned around?
I'm not gonna walk into.
Eyes down.
I'm not gonna walk
eyes
into
down
a
on
gym
your
locker
own
room looking
body, your own
backwards.
towel, your own clothes.
So what? Am I supposed to close my eyes when I walk into a gym locker room from now on, or walk in backwards? That's weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep your
Steve and I do
eyes on
that.
the floor.
I'm the weird one here. I'm the problem here.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Even weirder, why are you even going to the gym bathroom? Just strip and change in the middle of the floor. Don't even go into the bathroom.
At that
You're
point, why not?
banned now.
Right? Just take a shit on the floor, and then everyone in the gym is now your neighbor, and you can talk to them.
Great, and you guys can be friends.
You can be best
Anyone can
friends.
hold your
You
hand.
start
Don't worry.
shitting on the gym floor, Dickie. This is
And even better, FaceTime me while you do it.
yeah. You. This is your future. This is the natural conclusion of your logic.
Wait, so are you saying you approve?
This is what you
Are you
want.
approving of it? Do I have your approval?
No.
If you're gonna do it, no. If you're gonna do it, absolutely. Absolutely. If you are ready to be banned from every single gym in your local area, absolutely.
It's a good thing I live in a giant city, so I
will
can do
not
that.
bail you out. I'm gonna tell you that.
Steve, I'm gonna call you specifically, like Steve, bail me out. I know you have.
All right, I will say no. I will say, okay, have fun in prison
Wow, what a bad friend you
for
are.
indecent
Ooh.
exposure.
Oh my god, I can be your pen pal in prison, then you can tell people you have a pen pal in Canada. That'd be nice.
Oh my god, yeah. You can tell all your prison mates you're just writing to the girl in Canada, and they'll be like, oh my god, look at this loser, and then prison is perfect for you, because guess where you shit? right next to someone all the time.
Right next to someone, and you can look them in the eyes.
And you're going to get to be best friends with your cellmate because you're taking a shit next to them every single day.
Steve, I need a favor. Can you drive me to the bank for no reason? I just got to go to the bank real quick, and I don't really want to leave my car there.
I can drive you there. I won't drive you back.
I don't think you'll need to drive
honestly,
me back.
I feel that I think Dickie would be most likely to be arrested for indecent exposure or like public urination. But at the same time, I definitely feel like he would commit tax fraud. Like, you have a very tax fraudable face.
How do we even get there? Like,
I feel like he'll do it on accident.
I would do it on accident, probably.
Like, it's not on
That's not like, I would accidentally do it. Like, it's not like someone I know. Like, I have this person, not really great friends with them, but I know them. And their main career is OnlyFans, which is fine. Like, sex work is real work. But, I think they spend like 2 or 3 years just not paying their taxes, and they have made they've cleared 6 digits very easily multiple times. And I'm like, do you know how much money you owe to the government right now? Like, you probably owe around like $60,000 to $70,000 to the government. That you're just like, it's fine, we're good.
I mean, taxation is theft.
I mean,
let's get into that.
She has representation. She can pay her taxes as long as she's representation. She votes. That's like, isn't the whole thing of America?
I think
though like we're all sitting here, we're like, sex work is like real work. I think a lot of the banks actually have great issue with that, and I know there's like a couple of Canadian banks that will be like really, really rude to sex workers who try to like come in and like be independent contractors and say like, I'm trying to put this money in, and they'll be rejected from certain places actually.
Well, isn't like MasterCard and Visa like are very like anti that? Like, you're not allowed to sign up for like.
And the banks. That's why. OnlyFans had to say we're not allowing X types of content anymore because the banks and the card companies were saying we're not going to support this. We're not going to let people use us to pay for this. Because
I know like Pornhub Premium, like all those places that like have like the premium memberships, like they have to go and do weird go-arounds to be able to like pay for your membership. Like, I think Pornhub, you can only use like Bitcoin or something to pay for your really? I think it's like some cryptocurrency. This what it was like a couple months ago. Like, you could only use cryptocurrency to pay for your subscriptions, which is so weird. I think might have been able to do PayPal as well, but Pornhub had that
purge
Pornhub had that big thing because they found underage things on there, and MasterCard was like, hey, bad. This is not Alabama.
That was very bad. But there was so much that they just purged all, like, non-verified content.
That's what I thought. Like, now you have to be, like, a verified amateur person to post on there. Yeah. Although, which is funny because there's still random dudes out there that, like, post their video game content on there that aren't, like, verified. So it's very funny. So, like...
oh, yeah.
You'll just be like...
The funniest shit on Pornhub is the people who just upload Let's Plays.
It really is so funny.
Yeah.
That are the comments.
One of my a content creators on Pornhub is the guy who like is a dad for people who don't have dads. So it's a real dad tucks you in at night and reads you a bedtime story. Just like be like, Dad teaches you how to tie a tie.
Dad tells you did a good job today. Like
oh my gosh, he's proud. It's like Dad saying he's proud of you. Yeah, that's the content I go on Pornhub for.
Yeah, no, that's actually a thing.
Yes,
it's just a guy who pretends to be your dad.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's also a video of Scott the Woz eating cereal.
Oh, there's a hundred
that he had to upload for that one bit.
Yep,
yeah,
I saw that. It's crazy. I really just hope that no one's getting off to the dad thing though. Someone out there is getting off to it, but I'm hoping it's just the wholesome stuff. It's like the TikTok dude.
No, it's someone's love language is words of affirmation. Yeah. And they're like, this is the shit I need.
Someone's smashing their hog
apparently
to
is like
that.
Apparently, like, it's also a huge pain in the ass to upload videos to. I don't know if it's still like that. I can't remember who it was, but I was watching like some YouTube video or like Let's Play thing, and they were talking about how they jokingly thought about uploading videos to Pornhub as like a backup when shit was looking bad for YouTube, and they were like, but it takes like 6 hours to get a video on there. It takes forever.
That's because it's even like more compressed, like bitrate and everything.
The back end is just ass.
Oh, it is. It really is. I met someone that worked over their server system, and they're like, yeah, imagine YouTube setup, but like compress all those videos down even more. Like all of the bitrate. So, for example, I think the bitrate on YouTube videos, which everyone knows is already compressed to hell, is like, I want to say it's like 8 kilobits or something like that. It's something very compressed. So like if you have like a high-end camera, you can't really see it. So like something, it's like, it compresses even iPhone footage. That's how compressed it gets. I think like the equivalent was like for Pornhub was like 1. It was like an eighth of the compression, or like an eighth, 8 times the compression. I think it was 8 times the compression for Pornhub. But I mean, then again, do you really need like that? Like you don't need the color like bit rates and everything like that for porn. Yeah. You're just smacking your hog to it. But like also like the big thing for like those compressions are like
I don't need 8K porn, dude.
I mean, I could use the 8K porn. But it's more so that like you don't need all the colors. Like, look, I can see your skin. I can see the pinks and the reds and the stinks, and we're good.
Don't look at the stinks. Stop. Don't look at the stinks. That's the part you're supposed to blur out.
But yeah, no, that's why like porn is like there's like so many libraries of it that it's just so freaking compressed. Like it's oof. That's why you look at like old VHS, like not the VHS types, so like look at the compression on those old ones. That's why they can just throw so much porn up there and like have it be like not a big deal. That's why Pornhub and all of those random sites, because there's so many sites. There's one YouTube, right? There's one YouTube we all know of. Like there's other smaller video sites like Vimeo, and Yahoo Video, blah blah blah. But like there's
no one uses Yahoo Video.
I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying like they exist. But like the main thing is YouTube. For like porn, there's like so many websites, so you need to have it all compressed that much. So like Joe Schmo, Nikolai Podolsky in Latvia can have his site pornxx.lav or whatever it is, and still have tons and tons of footage on there that he just like rips off of other sites. Yeah. And that's why porn is so compressed. And I'm glad that we could have this talk, because for some reason we can never have a wholesome podcast here, can we?
It is 1/3 of the internet.
Is it? Porn is?
Is porn?
I believe so.
Well, I guess like you have to look at what the definition of porn is, because look at like Rule 34.
Well, see, that's the
right?
thing.
Like, so anyone with like nude tits is porn.
I think they say it's 1/3, and that's porn-specific websites. Like that's not counting people putting porn on Facebook or Twitter.
Does that count Tumblr? Because Tumblr was
because like half of Tumblr is just porn. Or used to be.
What percentage of the internet is porn? 35% of all internet downloads are related to porn.
Okay, downloads. See, like, I was about to say, like, how do you measure the internet? Yeah, because the internet is like the universe. It's vast, and like you can't really, measure the internet.
It's constantly expanding. Like, like there's like every single like blink you take, there's like 65 new things.
Yeah, like what was it? The ratio of like every like 2 minutes or something, there's like another 100 or 200 videos on YouTube or something like that. Like it's too much. So like how do you measure that? Okay. Downloads you can measure because like you see physical data saying like, okay, this is like how much. If Verizon or Bell was like, hey, this is, we had 14.2 terabytes downloaded this week, and we can tell that, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the terabytes are just porn. You can measure that, but you can't like just measure the.
Do you think those employees judge 100%. People for how much porn they download? They like have that one client 100%. Like Joe Smith just has like 99% is just porn.
Yeah, because all those companies have to like, they have like people that monitor that for you. They monitor what's being downloaded, so like they can see there's like nothing illegal happening. So I have friends that worked for Verizon. That's why I brought up Verizon before, and like they would just like one of their jobs was like literally to make sure nothing illegal happened. As I sneeze, they had to make sure nothing illegal happened, but they would like see all these people like watching all these random things, so they would like call the other employees over, like, yo, look at this one dude watching like goat porn, and like it would be like a thing. Like, so every time you're watching something or looking at something bad, just remember, someone on the other end, it's not your FBI agent. It's just, there's just an employee at the
there's an ISP manager.
Yeah, there's an ISP manager just watching and being like, what the
so
fuck
disappointed in you. That's why you should be using today's sponsor, NordVPN.
Yeah.
I'm still watching.
So apparently it's just 4% of those websites. But again, that's websites, not like,
I mean, 4% of the webs.
how much porn is there on Twitter? Or, you know.
Yeah, on
I mean,
Reddit.
I'm
all
sure
that.
it's hard to tell, like, what amount of all data on the internet, because there's so fucking much.
4 or 5% of just the
Interesting
internet
fact.
is huge, though. That's such a vast amount of sites.
Steve facts
No.
for today
No,
for you all.
don't bring back Steve facts. We were doing so good.
Think about how fucking massive the internet is. And think about, we as humans are working towards storing information in DNA, which is so effective, you could store the entirety of the internet in a clump the size of a shoebox.
Of DNA?
That's how effective DNA storage
What?
is. Like, in terms of storing things. The entirety of the internet in the size of a shoebox.
Why does that make me feel less impressed by how much is on the internet? Like, I feel
I
like
feel
we've just
more impressed by
diminished
how
It should make
crazy-
you feel
Like, I
more
can carry
impressed
it
in
in a
how much
shoebox.
your DNA holds.
I'm more impressed by how much like how like compressed DNA is.
Because, like, think about how small it is, and, like... So that's still
Bro, do you
a
know
lot
how
of
many
DNA,
Shrek movies I could
but-
store in my body? Like, at least like 4.
Yeah,
At least
you
4 or
could
5 Shrek
literally be
movies.
storing... Oh, you could store way more Shrek than that.
I mean, there's
You are bigger than a
How
shoebox,
much, like-
let's
Dickie.
not diminish the value of Shrek. Like 1 or 2, really, 1 Shrek is really enough for one person's lifetime. Like if you
It's
have
like,
to, if you
yeah.
were stuck on an island, honestly,
One
like
Shrek
if you're
per
stuck on an
person.
island and you're only given the option for like 1 movie or 1 piece of media to entertain you for the rest of your life, if it's not Shrek, you're just wrong.
It's not Shrek.
It is not Shrek. Steve and I will be
Shrek
wrong
is love.
together. Like,
Shrek
I don't
is
need
life.
that.
Why are you against ogering?
I would give Shrek 1 strand of my hair of DNA, and that would be the most that it could have. And like that strand of DNA is like the most that Shrek can be stored. I have other
What could
things
possibly
to
be
store.
more important than Shrek?
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Scooby-Doo.
Great cinematic
Scooby-Doo 2,
masterpiece of our time.
Monsters Unleashed, probably one of the truest,
that's true.
truest Scooby-Doo movies ever. Honestly,
100%. So good. Is that the
Yeah.
body
No,
swap
that's
movie?
the first one.
was it the first one?
The body swap is the first one.
Oh,
It what? Was it?
I know, I rewatched it recently.
Oh, it was.
I say recently, it was like months ago.
I mean, it's more recently
Almost a
than
year
I
ago.
think I watched that. When was the last time you watched Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, the truest cinematic masterpiece of Scooby-Doo?
I've wanted to watch it recently. My friend and I were almost on that vibe, and we
should have
almost
done it.
watched it. And then we just... Honestly, we had charcuterie night that night, and we kind of went into a cheese coma, so
Ugh.
we did not. We woke up at 3 in the morning on other sides of the couch, and just like, with like cracker crumbs just like on our chest. We were just looking around, dazed and confused.
Wow,
Going,
that
"Let's
is
go to
peak
bed."
woman. That is beauty and grace. She has cracker on her face.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know, I'm every woman.
Damn, I feel like a woman.
I do want to say, I had this realization last night that, like, the stereotype is that men are the childish, immature ones who are always snickering at sex jokes and all this stuff. It is always the women in my life that are the ones who are way more likely to, like, you say something, they're like, hoo, you said tossing salads. Just start giggling about it. And you're like, it's always the women who are the ones who are immediately there with, like, oh no, the double entendre, the sex, start giggling about that shit. It's never the guy.
Steve, that's because you're like friends with like. You're friends with like
Because what are you
e-girls
gonna
and
do about
VTubers.
it?
I'm not shocked by this. Like, are your friends like?
No, these are not e-girls, VTubers. These are people from my normal life. Like, just all through my life, all the girls I've known, they're always the ones way more likely to start giggling about some dumb... Like, last night...
Am I a girl now? Am I a girl
one
in
of the
their life?
waiters
Because-
was showing off this, like, big T-bone
Yes.
steak that he got. That he had in the walk.
Big ol'
Fresh
bone.
piece of meat.
It was a big piece of meat. And see, there you go. And the girl I was working with was, man, he was so excited to show off his big meat. I was like, are you...
Nice. Oh, that's a better joke than I came up with. That's a really good one.
Or, you know, it's the thing that started it like months ago was I was like, okay, hold on, let me just toss this salad real quick, because I was making a salad.
Come on,
for,
man.
Like, a
If
table.
you say toss
like,
salad,
well, yeah,
let me toss this.
You set yourself
that,
up.
like, you're
Nobody thinks about that.
I'm sorry.
Do you toss salad often,
I
Steve?
toss
I mean, like,
salad
no
all
judgment.
the
He is a
time.
big salad tosser. That is.
I'm a big salad tosser. What can I say?
I would love to see a video of that uploaded to my DNA later.
Wait.
To be fair, Emma spent
Honestly, look, with women making these kind of jokes, though, how are you going to prove it's us? How are you
Well,
going to
now
prove
I
it?
have video evidence.
Joke in, like, a woman's...
now we have video evidence.
Where's
I in fact have a recording of
like,
him threatening to peg me. No.
Great, you have nothing.
Did
You
you
have
say
nothing.
peg me?
Yeah, she threatened for a long time that she
No.
was gonna peg me.
That's not a threat. What are
He
you
said, "Don't
talking
threaten
about?
me with a good time."
That's good news.
I don't
That's
want to
great.
meet.
That's a
I don't want to
promise.
meet someone for the first time in real life, allegedly. And the first thing they realize, like, well, bend over. I'm gonna stick this giant dildo in your butthole.
You are a coward then.
I'll have you know, there would have been.
Damn,
lubricant,
Emma. At least
first
like
of all.
So kind.
I would have gotten some nice warm coconut oil.
Lube, very important. B, Dickie, still a coward.
I don't want the first time I hang out with someone to have my ass railed. Second time, sure.
Coward!
What was
Second
the first
time,
time,
sure.
like, when you and Steve hung out for the first
We
time?
bought
what
Yowie
was that
together,
like?
and I still have it. I still have it wrapped up in my room. And the next time I see him,
Yeah, we bought Mystery Yowie, and I think we've told this story like five times
5 or
on the
6
podcast,
times.
but it's still so funny that one of our friends went, Steve, look at that pecора's butt, and I look over, and it's a piece of art, and I'm like, oh, I thought you were like talking about a cosplayer for a second, and he went, no, I would never degrade a human like that, and like 20 minutes later, Dickie goes, Steve, look at that girl's butt, and I turn around and it's a cosplayer with their butt out, and I'm like, this is just
Wow.
the perfect encapsulation.
I'm sorry that I'm sorry I'm not core. I'm sorry I'm not wholesome like him. I saw a girl who had a great butt, and I was like,
It was
Steve,
so
look at the butt.
fucking funny.
I would never degrade a human.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then Dickie just, look at that girl's butt. Turn around, I'm like,
I still
yeah, that's a nice butt.
I still remember because it was she was wearing a Psylocke cosplay, and I said, yeah, it's a great ass. Because no one else was gonna care there.
You know what? And this is why Steve and I think that you're looking at the old
Yeah,
men in
this
the
is-
gym locker rooms. Is because you are on the lookout.
You're hoping. You're hoping one day you're walking into the wrong locker room on accident.
100%. 100%. It's in his little pervert's diary. He goes, Dear Diary, today I couldn't make it obvious. Caroline was on the squat rack and she was staring me down. I don't know why she's not looking at herself in the mirror because she could clearly see me in front of the women's washroom for 12 minutes as I walk
do have
back
those
and
internal
forth.
thoughts. So sometimes
Another
when,
day.
like, I'm at the gym and like I see good old Michelle just get on the squat rack in front of me. I'm like, ma'am, there's like 4 open ones and you just decided to get on the one right in front of me, like 10 feet away from me. You have to get on that one, not the one that's like right there or there or there. No, you're gonna get on this one, so I have to watch your butt while I work out. Now,
You don't have
What
to.
am I supposed-
You don't
Where
have
am I
to.
supposed to
You
look?
don't have to watch it.
I do keep
You
my
get
eyes
in
there.
there.
Where else?
I
Bro,
do
do you know
not.
how
Up, down.
My
your
shoes-
shoes become really
Yo,
interesting in those
That's
moments?
the
Your
worst
shoes
thing in the world.
become
Like when you were
so
like in high
interesting.
school or college, or like just in general, actually, just like walking behind someone like on stairs or an escalator, and you're like their butt is like right here. You're like, wow, these shoes, fantastic, super amazing.
no. That one's real when you're like, I literally
Yeah.
have no choice. It's like,
Yeah, your head's off to the side out a window. You're like, wow, no clouds today.
oh.
Good weather.
You like grabbing the handrail so you don't fall over because you're trying so hard not to look at their ass.
Even
Just
worse, they like stop a little bit, but you were falling a little too close, and you either bump into them or you have to like catch yourself and almost have a heart attack from dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. Just remember, if I have to look at my shoes that much, it's a really good thing I have aglets, or else I'd be really angry all the time.
Yo,
Yeah.
aglets.
Aglets.
Love aglets.
Dude, too bad I deleted them last week.
You got rid of your aglets?
How did you really?
No.
How did you delete your
Our
aglets?
hypothetical was, what one invention would you get rid of to make the most inconvenience? And my answer was aglets, because every hoodie string and shoelace would fray apart and fall apart, and
That's true.
it would just be so annoying. We'd have to go to Velcro shoes. Wait, no, this was a great.
Wait, that was an amazing idea.
Every shoe was now a Velcro shoe.
Clearly, Steve, you made the world a much better place because everyone has Velcro.
Yeah.
You made the world a much better. Or that kind. My dad had these, and I used to wear them in like 8th grade because they started to fit me. They were. I wish they still made shoes like this.
Bro, everyone could wear Crocs.
Like you let out the air and it like decompresses, but then when you put them back on, as you walk, it pumps up a thing to make it tighter. So like it inflates to make the shoe tighter.
That
Yeah, it inflates the sole, like on the inside.
how many inches is it giving you
until
height?
It's tight.
Like, are you suddenly
No,
going from like
no.
5'10"
It's
to
just
6
inside.
feet?
No, it's just inside. So it's like, imagine. Shit. So like,
I don't want to
No,
imagine
thanks.
shit.
the shoe is like this.
I
This
get
is
yelled
the
at for that,
actual
but
rubber
you
sole.
can.
Okay.
This is where your foot is, and then like it just raises the inside so that so it matches like your foot and like makes it tight instead of you tying the top and making like the top of it tight against your foot. It's basically pushing your foot against the top. And like
Okay.
this, and inflating the sides to make it tight.
Like,
You know
I'm
what? That actually
following
makes
you.
a lot of sense. And that's a really good
Yeah.
invention, especially for like people who have like mobility issues in like hands. Like that would be so good
Yeah.
for people with like Parkinson's, like anything where like they can't really, have the dexterity to do their own tying. That's a really good invention.
Yeah. And like, as someone who is obsessed with having nice tight shoes, like I'm
Why-
the guy who like pulls really
Rick-
hard.
Okay, Dickie and I are both so uncomfortable by that phrase. I don't know what about it, but just
Just
my
having
nice tight shoes.
I just like when
Bro,
the
let me
shoes
tell you
are
about my
tight.
nice tight shoes. Ooh, buddy, they get so tight
I
there.
pull on the strings really hard so that like it's a nice tight fit. I've already expressed how much I fucking hate anyone who wears their Crocs in leisure mode because they're gonna fall off,
Yes.
and I don't fucking like it.
In leisure mode, as opposed to what?
That's what
Sport
they're called.
mode.
Apparently, it's leisure
and
mode and
sport
sports
mode.
mode.
Yeah.
So
When you need to
Sport
like
is when
run.
the strap is on the
Yeah,
back.
when you're
my God.
serious. It's
and
sport
like
mode.
is gripping your
Is that a
heel.
real thing?
And leisure mode is when you wear
Yes.
it like a slipper.
I saw a
But
TikTok on that.
I truly
but-
think that Crocs are abominations, so it's
Oh, they
not
are.
even
They're the
worth it.
stupidest fucking thing in the world, and anyone that actually
so
defends them is
high,
dumb, and I hate them.
Thank you.
Do you remember when there was that period? I was one of those people. I
No.
had. Granted, I was like in
Wow.
7th grade, so I was
No,
a stupid
Steve, don't disappoint
preteen
me
who did not know
more.
any better.
You are sheep, trendy.
You're not ready for what I'm about to
Probably
say.
not.
Do you remember that era when everybody was into
Heelys?
like the 5-finger toed shoes
Oh no.
that were supposed to be like you're walking around barefoot?
Oh no. Don't say what I think
because
you're
it
gonna
was
say.
better for you.
No, Steve. No.
Don't tell me.
Tell me you were one of those
Don't tell
fucking
me.
weirdos. I still know people that like. I know
was.
people that still like run and hike in those shoes, and they're so weird. They're so weird to me.
I saw one on the subway the other day and I felt repulsed. I was
Okay,
keeping
no,
my
no,
head down.
If you're still
and I
wearing
saw
them, it's weird. I was like in 7th grade, so like I just thought it was
weird.
a neat
No,
thing.
they were weird then. Don't act like they were normal back then.
No, they were.
No,
They
they were
also
not.
made your feet stink so bad.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
they're
I
like so
bet.
tight.
Like when I got home, like, and I would take them off, we would have to isolate them like in another room because they smelled that bad.
Yeah, dude, because there's like so tight to
All
your
the
feet.
time.
That's like it's like when you don't like air out
Yeah.
your like hockey bag, your soccer bag, and like you have your like your skates, your cleats there,
Yeah.
and like oh my god, they smell so bad, and you're just like I don't know what to do with them.
so bad, eh?
So
Oh,
bad,
that's
eh?
awful.
So bad. So fucking
They
bad.
smell
This-
so
that's what
bad.
that-
dude.
Oh, so bad. My hockey bag smells so
Oh,
bad.
This is what happens when I'm around you, Emma. It just pops out again, and I don't like it, and I hate it. Stop.
Pop it back in. I don't need to see it.
Stop. Oh, you're so Canadian.
Oh,
Oh, my
fuck
god.
yeah.
I hate.
I
Oh
wake
my
up
gosh,
every morning
buddy.
and I kiss my moose on the nose. And
This jabroni over here.
my
dude.
igloo's insulated, eh?
Canadians don't sound this. This is such a stop it. This is no. I don't know a single person that actually sounds like this. You don't sound like this, and you still live there.
You-
No,
no.
there actually are. I will say that there are
There are.
100% Canadians who are like this. Are all out east. If you have ever looked up a video and it's like how Newfies talk.
No,
like
Newfies
Newfoundlanders.
sound so weird. They're like weird Irish, but also like it's French and Irish mixed together, and it makes no sense.
And a little bit of drunk in there, and a little bit of drunk.
A lot of it drunk.
I know they do because I know that people from Minnesota do. Because there's actually so my parents had a friend when they lived there I was born there. For those who forgot.
Where were you born?
And
Bemidji, Minnesota.
Bemidji, Minnesota.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Would have never known.
You had it right. He was like from Scandinavia. So the way he learned to speak English was with that accent. Because he moved straight there. Because there's so many like Scandinavian people there.
Oh, Lord.
And so he moved there, and he has like that Minnesotan accent. That's just how he speaks English.
Oh, he's so Minnesotan. He just goes out to their neighbor.
That's
He just goes to see his neighbors like, "Hey, bud, how you doing there?
Hey,
bud.
How's the weather today?
Go Vikings."
Okay, here is my question for you. If you could learn English in like any kind of like dialect or accent, like what would you have chosen as your like base start point?
I feel like I would do like London,
because I don't have
a London English accent because they're so posh.
You don't want to sound like Peaky Blinders or something. You don't want to be like
I don't want to have a
Blinders.
No, I don't want to have a harsh one that's like a northern accent. I want like a nice southern London accent because it's very posh. It sounds very proper. I love that. No, you know what? Actually, maybe transatlantic accents when they talk like this and they have a sharp T, like Walt Disney. That'd be great.
Nobody does that anymore, though.
I know they don't. It was so
weird.
cool, though. Like, you're going to tell me
Transatlantic.
Transatlantic.
Yeah.
I love transatlantic.
It's what they used to do, and what everybody, like, the accent that was made up for radio and TV.
It was like, it was like a thing from, like, the 20s to, like, the 20 to the 60s, where, like, that was it. It was like it was because people thought that, like, the American accent was very harsh still, so, like, Agreed. It was a weird mix of like English making it sound more proper, but you still sounded American.
Yeah,
it was cool. It's pretty cool. If you ever watch like old videos from like the 50s or 40s or like even 60s or like anything like Walt Disney wise, like it's prim and proper, and it's so that would be really cool to have that accent. That or like I said, London. I would hate to have.
What?
Wait, speaking of accents, I just want to go on this. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this before.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a video like. And it's so weird. There's this white kid born in China. His whole entire family. He's white though. Like his family, like just he lives there. So he like when he speaks English. Have you seen this? He sounds so racist. Yep. He sounds so he sounds like he's making fun of Asian people when he speaks English. But that is quite literally how he sounds because he was born and raised speaking
in China,
speaking Cantonese. Like that is what he speaks. That is his native language. So when he speaks English, because he learned it in school with everyone else, he still has trouble pronouncing certain things. And I remember seeing the video and like everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's so racist," and they're like, "Oh my god, no, he's just from China. Like this is how he speaks."
He just sounds like him.
Wow,
that'd be crazy.
That reminds me of. Oh, go ahead.
No, please, after you.
No, stop being so proper.
I was going to change the subject.
That's what it means to be polite. Rude.
You're Canadian.
Rude.
You're Canadian. You're Canadian showing there, Emma. Gotta tile it back there, bud.
Trying to lead by example and being polite, pal.
Oh,
shove your head in a snowbank.
Oh, bud, your head's gonna go to snowbank real quick there, eh?
I wish I could find it, but I've never been able to find it again. It was this song by like some, I think it was like a Eastern European guy, but the whole point was that it was supposed to sound like what English sounds like to people who don't know English.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like they just
like the gibberish that it sounds like to those who don't know.
Well, because
there's
and that's like, an actual
it was
song.
Such a surreal experience.
I saw a song, but I also saw a video on like what American or like what English speakers sound like to someone who doesn't speak English. So like they just said a bunch of words that made absolutely no sense, but they were all English words that just in a coherent sentence. It's like, yeah, cat foot over the soccer ball, then kitchen at the stand. And it's like, what? Like, those are words, but none of them go together. That's not a sentence.
I'm learning, like, a bunch of languages right now. By a bunch, I mean one, which is good enough.
Yo, I'm learning so many languages. How many? One?
No. I have learned fully one, but I'm learning another now. And listening to, like, so I'm learning Portuguese. I'm learning Brazilian Portuguese right now. And listening to, like, Brazilian, like, music, it sounds like it's a joke. It's like they're saying absolutely everything and nothing, and then every now and then I hear a word that's the same in Spanish that I recognize.
Yeah, isn't Portuguese like really close to Spanish? Like not, it's like how Italian and Spanish like they don't once you know one of them, it's easier to learn the others.
So it's in the Romance languages, allegedly, even though I don't think it's that romantic. It's just I don't know, to hear Spanish and French like being spoken, I think is much nicer than how harsh Portuguese is. However, I feel like by knowing like a little bit of Spanish, it actually is really detrimental for me, because in Portuguese some words are exactly the same and some words are exactly the opposite. So sometimes I just don't trust myself. I'm like, I don't know what this table is in Portuguese. They're like, oh, mesa. I'm like, oh great, that's the same as Spanish. And they'll be like, okay, so is like door like the same thing? I'll be like, no, it's blah blah blah. And I'm like, fantastic, thank you.
Oh, is it like how yes and yes are like similar but different in Spanish and Portuguese?
Sim and si.
Yes.
No and now.
You're now you're gonna speak the language of Cristiano Ronaldo, and honestly, that just is a gift in itself.
I already got that down. I got that down.
Yo, all you need really is you, and you're good to go. Honestly, it's. I mean, Ronaldo's back on.
This man likes sports.
So does Emma.
Sports.
Emma's a diehard hockey fan.
I'm big on sports. Actually, you can't tell, but the very, very top of my screen is my Toronto Maple Leafs little cheering thing, and I actually have like my Toronto Maple Leafs blanket just behind me. I have Toronto Maple Leafs in my heart, in my soul, and in my brain 24/7. Go hockey, go sports, go Canada.
If you're gonna like any sport, hockey's alright. Hockey's the one that's okay.
Hockey's alright. So then what's the best sport to like? For someone who doesn't like sports,
Yeah.
No.
What did you say?
Let's say
esports.
Like gun to your head, you have to like one sport.
Esports are not a sport.
Esports are a sport.
Are not a sport. I will die on this hill.
There's coaches, there's training. I would say like esports, it's in the name.
No.
You can't not say
it. A sport needs to be a physical cardiovascular activity that can translate to another. Golf.
Very cardiovascular.
Dude, you get sore after. I'm not saying it's like the toughest like that, but like it is still a cardiovascular sport. Like you will pull your.
Well, so is esports. You get nervous about how the game's gonna go. Your heart rate goes up. Your fingers are sore from clicking.
I could say the same thing. No, I can say the same thing about playing an instrument. I'm not gonna say playing an instrument's a sport.
But by your definition, it is.
It's not.
Sport is competitive.
I guess. Well, if you're competing, let's say you're an orchestra competing against another orchestra. Guitar battles exist.
There's a lot of things that compete with each other. That doesn't mean it's going to be a sport. We could be a
Let's look up the definition.
No, because
show me the definition of sport. Because in disc golf is supposed to be a sport, but I don't feel any cardiovascular energy throwing a frisbee.
Fucking fine. You know what? We're gonna.
Quidditch is a sport.
Definition of sport.
Okay, an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Exactly.
Esports is sports.
Not.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Physical skill. I am
physically
clicking.
Esports are not a sport.
I am physically typing.
Just because it takes like skill does not mean it is a competition.
The reaction time of a top tier league or like COD player, I absolutely rival a baseball player.
No.
Absolutely.
A baseball player
for reaction time? Have you seen a fucking professional FPS player?
Not at all.
They're cracked out.
They're labs training.
They are not having a baseball being flung at them at 100 miles an hour. That is completely different.
They might as well be.
Oh my god!
Like,
do not.
The reaction time necessary. Like you see a pixel and you need to be.
You're gonna look at the bodies of those esports people and compare them to someone like Austin Matthews or Mitch Marner.
Most esports players are like fit.
They're not
shredded. They are
not. They are not athletes. Though they are not athletes.
Yes, they are because they're on a sports team.
I'm telling you.
Okay,
put a picture of.
Let me ask you something, Rich. So you're telling me esports is not a sport. I'm going to list a couple of sports for you, and you're going to tell me they're already qualified as sports, but do you qualify them as sports? Okay. International cheese rolling.
No. I'm not qualified as a sport.
International cheese rolling.
It is a cardiovascular activity. Is that the thing when you're pushing it down the hill or up the hill with the giant cheeses?
No. There's one cheese wheel. This is like a big thing in Germany, Europe. Right? So you get one massive cheese reel, and it like goes down the steep hill, and everyone has to sprint after it.
That is more of a sport than esports. I 100% will say that's a sport.
You're gonna
Okay.
look at this man and you're gonna tell me he's not ready to be an athlete.
I'm not looking. I'm not wasting my time. But yes, the cheese.
Oh, is that an esports?
The cheese.
Yes.
Holy
The
shit!
cheese. I will
For
put that
those
over.
who know, the joke was that it's low tier god. He is shredded, but he's also a fucking maniac.
Fucking okay. The ex Philadelphia Eagle and Miami Dolphin running back Jay Ajayi is he plays esports. He does FIFA. He didn't become an athlete. He doesn't even consider it an athlete.
He maintained.
No, he didn't, because he literally said it's not like competing in sports. He said that in an interview, that it is playing FIFA for E-League is not like there's still a competition which he loves, but it's not physically demanding on his body like it was playing sports. And he played a sport. He played in the NFL.
FIFA. That's
Yeah, 'cause it's different. It's different things.
FIFA takes a lot of
Me playing rugby versus me going skating is completely different.
Yeah, but they're both very physically dangerous.
Okay, so it has to be physically dangerous to be a sport.
There still has to be some.
So golf is not a sport.
Is chess a sport?
I don't consider chess a sport. I know it's apparently considered one, but I don't consider it one.
So what you're saying is you're just wrong. You're just
I'm not-
admitting
no,
that you
I'm
don't
not.
agree with most people's definition
It's not
of
most
sport.
people's definition
and so
of
now
sports.
you're saying
It
it's
is
not
not
a
most
sport.
people's definition of sports. If I go to it like my old high school coach and be like, "Yo, is video game sports now?" He'd be like, "No, stop."
Well, no, because you're
he's,
not
like,
pitching it
probably
correctly. If you're like
60.
video
That's
games.
what esports is. It is video games. It is not.
But it's
no.
competitive and it's at a different level.
God.
Everyone is maintained by their coaches. They have to train. I know how many esports documentaries have I seen where, people have to go out and they still have to run before they go to practice. You have to do like muscle warm-ups. You have to do like finger push-ups, I guess, finger sit-ups.
You're really gonna Emma, are you really gonna look at me in the face and say that whatever his name is on this like Overwatch team is equivalent to Mitch Marner as an athlete? You're going to tell me they're the same.
At no point have I been saying that. I am saying that esports is still a sport because it hits all the requirements of a sport.
No.
You need to be physically different to be
Gotta be built
baseball
different.
player and a linebacker, but you're gonna say that that's equal, but an
most of
esports
those
player
athletes
needs to do a different kind of training. A different kind of physical training is
No.
So, okay, my last sport question.
It's different. Whatever sport you're playing, you need to have a
But
different.
they can't
physique.
they can't even remotely translate
Exactly.
over to each other. They cannot even remotely translate.
Okay, so Rich, we're not asking to translate. We're just saying that they're cousins and
my God,
parallels.
we're not.
Do you think, answer me honestly, do you think polo is a sport where people sit on horses and ride around? The horses do all the running and all the work, and then they smack a ball every now and then. Do you think polo is a sport?
I consider polo more of a sport, more of a cardiovascular activity than esports.
You're doing literally nothing.
you're
Have you ever competitively rid a horse? No.
doing that.
Have you ever competitively rid a horse? I'm asking, have you done that?
Okay, no.
You don't know how that is.
I have done it for
It
fun.
is not easy. That is not easy to ride a horse at high speeds.
Neither is esports. If we're gonna go by ease, esports is hard as fuck. Otherwise, everyone would do
And
it.
again, if you're talking about there's no lap over, again, you're not going to ask Michael Phelps to go be a fucking linebacker
I can give anyone,
or a quarterback.
No,
there's no overlap. They're still both athletes.
I can give anyone an Xbox 360 controller and say, go play Halo. Go do your best playing Halo.
Yeah, that
Yes,
doesn't
but
mean they're going to be
but
good.
not well.
You can hand anyone a football and say, go play football,
No, 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 no.
Thank you,
That doesn't mean they're
thank
going
you,
to be
Steve.
good.
No. But even if
Absolutely.
you're bad playing football, would you, if you watch little kids playing football, are they still playing a sport? Yes. If I'm just sitting on the couch playing Halo 3, am I suddenly somehow an athlete?
Well, are you playing single player or are you
No,
playing team
if I'm playing
multiplayer
Slayer
online?
on my couch, eating a giant bag of chips with some chicken wings, and I'm playing Halo, and I went fucking 20-0, are you gonna tell me I'm an athlete?
No,
I'm not gonna tell you
but
you're an athlete,
I'm
but I
also
guess you're
not
playing
gonna
a
tell
sport.
a kid who's playing catch with
Yes.
his dad that
Thank-
he's an athlete.
That
No.
he's an athlete.
I'm not
Absolutely.
disagreeing with
gonna
that.
let
Just
little
because you're
Tigger
playing the
think
same
he's amazing.
game
No.
doesn't mean it's the same level.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
if I have, but that's it. But so you're saying it has to be a certain level. If I watch Pee Wee kids, like little 5-year-olds playing football, playing hockey, on a team sport. Like if they're on the ice with their full gear and everything, being 5 years old, being terrible,
They're playing the
and
same game.
No, they're falling. They're playing a sport.
Yes, they're playing the same
No, they're
game.
playing a sport. They're playing a sport. That is it. But
Great.
if I'm sitting on the couch, killing it in Halo, doing absolutely nothing, just happen to be good at it, I'm not an athlete. I'm not playing a sport. But
We're not talking about what it means to be an athlete or what it means to not be an athlete. We are
me
talking
sitting on the
about
couch,
what is a
sitting on the couch playing Halo 3, even if I'm really good at it, competitively, does not make me. I'm not playing a sport.
Game,
but I'm not.
Just
but
like
it's not a
how
sport.
kids playing baseball in their spare
time
is playing the same game.
So you're saying
if Dota 2 is going to be an esports now, if I play Dota 2, I am playing a sport.
Yeah. A sport
I'm
is
not good
a
at
game. Period.
I don't swim to compete with Michael Phelps.
Of the game.
Oh my god! I refuse. No,
Yes.
I can't acknowledge this. I'm not acknowledging. Sorry, I'm not acknowledging this. Like
if you play League of Legends at any point, it is a team-based cardiovascular event involving you yelling at your team and at the other team. Even if I'm an Iron 5 on League of Legends, I am still part of the League of Legends of people who have played the game.
That's not a sport.
But I'm not saying I'm as good as Xpeke. I'm not saying I'm as good as, FaZe.
But you're not. That's not a sports. That's still not a sport, though. You're not playing. You're not. You didn't just suddenly become like.
It is. It is a competitive.
No.
It is a competitive game between two teams that requires skill.
Is ping pong a sport? Is ping pong a sport?
Than playing a video game, yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes or no, is ping pong a sport? Why? I can just take a paddle and just go pop, 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 tap. Me and Steve can go for hours and then never hit a single ball.
And, not feel any, we have wasted any energy, used any energy at all.
Yep.
You're still on your feet moving around.
So if I play League of Legends on my feet, and I do a little dancey dance,
yeah, by jogging playing League, it's a sport.
Because you're adding something that's not already naturally in what is included in that game. You're adding things in to make it a sport. I could be if I'm doing the Ring Fit thing, I could be doing a sport because I'm adding something into the video game to make it.
There's no competition there.
Sorry, so you're saying Ring Fit
there is no cardiovascular activity in playing a video game.
Your only definition for sport is that somebody needs to be moving
There needs
around.
to be a cardiovascular activity to it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no cardiovascular activity when you're playing a video game.
So what's the cardiovascular activity of polo? Of the horse riding?
Of golf.
It's your whole entire core.
Of golf.
You're literally still working your core.
You swing it. Yeah,
I work my core when I sit down.
I'm working.
I'm literally. I'm clenching right now. I'm flexing.
Of pulling something that you need surgery.
Reflexes.
I'm not even remotely at risking yourself for surgery when you're.
Oh, so it has to be of risk of a surgery. You could sprain your thumb at any point by overextending or overclicking.
Thumb right now, writing my name doesn't mean it's that's a sport.
No, we're not saying spraining a thumb is a sport or not, of which I bet you would win. I'll tell you right now, Rich, you look like the kind of guy who's gonna blame his thumb. Just be like, my little thumb, I've been podcasting too hard, my little thumb, my competitive podcast is hurting.
Is podcasting a sport now? Is that it? Are we gonna say podcasting is a sport now?
I feel like my heart rate has raised in this conversation, so absolutely.
This is not a sport! No, stop! This is so dumb! No! Musical theater. If I'm on a Broadway show.
Nice.
You're competing for a Tony. You're competing for a Tony, right?
No, you're not. You're not competing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So is all filmmaking. You're competing for an Oscar. You're trying to be the best.
No, you are not competing for an Oscar every single time.
You're trying to make...
My short films are not competing for an Oscar right now. I'll tell you that straight up.
But you can... No.
That's recognition of art.
That's art. So is sports art?
You have to... You submit to be part of the Oscars. Mm-hmm. You submit your things to be in film festivals.
Yeah,
and you can choose not to.
For recognition of your art. That's different.
But it is still a competition.
Only if you choose to be. Otherwise, it can be a single-player game.
So
just make a movie.
Is video games and esports.
So you admit.
So is any other sport.
So you admit if I choose to be competitive.
I can go outside and kick a soccer ball
Because I'm saying making movies is also not a sport. Just like playing video games is not a sport.
Can I get a new definition of sports, please?
Playing video games is not a sport if you're not playing at a proper competitive level.
Yes, it is.
I'd say, fucking.
If I have little 7-year-olds running around playing soccer, they're playing a sport.
Okay.
Matter they're bad or not. They're all playing a sport.
They're playing a game.
They're not playing a... Yes.
Why is it not at the Olympics?
There's competitive cheer...
Why have I not seen it at the Olympics?
You know what is at the Olympics?
There's a lot.
eSports.
Wait, really?
Is it?
Yes, there's an eSports Olympics that goes alongside the Olympics.
Really?
No, that's a completely different. That's a different thing. That is not part of the Olympics. It is eSports Olympics.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it
wait.
is officially sponsored by the Olympics.
So it's digital sports.
Fuck, everything's a sport now. I quit everything. Did you know my job is a sport? This podcast, we're sports now. I'm
Listen.
an athlete from this podcast. I hope you know that. You don't need to go to the gym or work out or do anything really special to be an athlete now.
No,
you
that's
just
a
sit
hobby
there
to
and
work
be
out.
good at video games.
According to Merriam-Webster, another definition of sport is sexual play. So
I mean,
fuck
no,
you,
So
I
porn is
mean,
a sport.
porn is a sport, guys. Jack it off. It's a new sport. I'm proud of everyone.
A
here.
source
No,
of
no, 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 no.
diversion,
It's not-
recreation. Literally anything you do can be described as a sport according to Merriam-Webster, as long as it is a source of diversion. A recreational activity is a sport.
Fuck, everything's a sport.
So,
apparently nothing.
Everything's
The points
a
don't
sport.
matter. Nothing matters. We're just here.
Points.
Everything you
Yeah,
just did is a
truly
sport.
the points are made up. We literally said if you can get
Points
this
are made
ball
up.
in a basket, you can get points. How many times do you play basketball with your own trash can right there? When you take your little trash and you're like, hey, check out the sport right now. I'm gonna sport right now.
That's. I guess that's a sport. I guess everything is a sport now.
What's our hypothetical, Dick?
Hey, I'm so
I have to go to work.
so angry right now. I'm so angry.
After sporting
I was-
too hard.
Yeah, we sported way too hard. That argument, sport.
We sported
Argue.
What's our hypothetical? Was that our hypothetical, technically?
Which is what is a
We debated
sport?
hypothetically what's a
I'm
sport.
hypothetically just angry. Oh no, wait, no, I'm literally angry. Stupid.
Okay, well, hypothetically,
sec.
if you could choose to be a master of any sport in the world, what sport would it be? And esports is included, don't worry.
Out of here. Basketball because they get paid the most. Fucking Russell. What Russell Westbrook is?
I would've
Most
thought it'd be
likely to
Russell-
be injured
no,
though. Tiger
it's
Woods is
basketball.
like the highest paid sporter in like in a long time.
I think it was with sponsors and everything, but no, like
But
the
still, he
natural
was highest
contract. Well, with contracts, I think Cristiano Ronaldo still has the record. But you might be right. At some point, it was, just like Hulk Hogan was, I think.
I would
Is
go...
WWE a sport? I need to know.
I was just thinking that.
No, that's
art.
a
No,
show.
no.
WWE is
Fuck
art.
outta here.
Yeah, that's
that
art.
is, if I have to listen to your
It's
horseshit,
rehearsed.
It's entirely
if
scripted.
I have to listen to your bullshit about esports being a sport, WWE is
No,
a sport.
WWE is
No,
art.
I think it's
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
No.
But it is performance. It is literally performance art because it's all scripted. It's like the outcomes
gonna
are
look at-
scripted.
you're
The
gonna-
It's
winners and
expression
losers are
through
decided from
bodily
the start.
movement.
You're gonna tell me. You're gonna
Yeah.
tell me that fake
Yes.
fake
It's a
fake
play
wrestling
where they punch
You're gonna
each
tell me the
other.
fake wrestling is not a sport.
Yes,
video
thank
games
you.
are
It's
so-
fake.
Because
There's no competitive.
competitive. Yeah.
Just because they're cardiovascular doesn't mean it's a sport. I can walk down to the
Just because
grocery store.
If I write a
That's not
play where people play basketball and like one team wins, it's not a sport because everything is scripted and rehearsed. If I plot out like a
Yeah.
game of
Steve,
basketball
I might need to-
and we put it on as a show.
Steve, I might have to just give this podcast to you because I'm too angry to edit this. I'm gonna want to like, delete everything.
No, you're gonna have to edit. I'm gonna force you to edit it. Fuck you.
I'm just gonna like
Everything's a
delete
sport.
20 minutes and be
Um,
like esports are not a sport. Just have it running across the screen the whole entire time.
A PSA.
I was gonna. I'm gonna say my answer is swimming because I used to swim and I really enjoy it. And man, if I could get back to that swimmer bod,
Yeah.
one
Why-
day-
why-
Did you
aren't
wax
you-
for swimming? Did you wax to be more aerodynamic?
I did not wax. No. So that is actually. It's not like a full myth, but unless you are like Olympic level, you need to shed tenths of a second. It doesn't actually do much for you.
I don't know. It does something for me, but
Waxing all the body
I'm
hair.
so angry.
I mean,
So angry right now still. Why didn't you say esports, Steve? Why wouldn't you want to be an esports master?
because I'd rather be a swimmer. I enjoy games recreationally.
yes.
The only competitive aspect I'd ever really want to go into is speedrunning, but that's just for fun.
Is
That's
speedrunning
not-
a sport?
I don't want to be a master.
Apparently.
Because like it's like time
I mean,
trials, right?
like, what's the difference between Are you the fastest at running?
Yeah, or are you the
meters,
fastest?
Are you the fastest
like
at
Super Meat
beating
Boy? Yeah.
Mario 64.
I think speedrunning is the most sport out of all esports, I guess.
Yeah.
I can see the tears on Dickie's face from here.
This is so fucking funny to me. I'm having a great time. You just want to end it, Dickie? Do you just want to end the recording now?
So you can go. So happy.
He's
go
heated.
cry?
Like, I don't know about you, but my heart is pumping.
I'm so angry
pissed
right now.
This is a sport. My heart is pounding.
Wow.
This is a recreation in which I can feel my cardiovascular
Emma, can you just say your thing real quick so I can end this?
activity rising, and it's taking a lot of skill to make Dickie this angry. This is.
I think we won. Actually, I do think we won.
Yeah, I think we've won this game. We won this match.
So Emma, what sport would you be good at?
He can try for the trophy next year.
Best sport.
Emma, what sport would you be? Would you be best at?
If I could master any sport in the world, it would be figure skating because
I was about to
like
scream if you didn't
Steve,
say that.
was once a competitor of that sport.
I was gonna get so angry if you didn't say figure skating. I was ready to scream at you if you were like, I'm gonna choose video games.
I was really tempted to say Stardew Valley. I was really tempted.
I knew you were gonna say something. I could feel it. I could feel that you were gonna say something dumb, and I was gonna get really angry really quickly.
Stardew Valley's not dumb.
Please.
Hey, this is a nice podcast. Don't say Stardew Valley is dumb. Don't be rude.
Stardew Valley's not a sport.
There's co-op now.
Oh my god, stop it. I'm done. We're done. This episode's done. You're not even getting a nice outro. Goodbye, everyone. I'm angry. That's Steve. That's Emma. I'm done.
And we're all
Goodbye.
sports.
Oh, this was a
And
wonderful.
together we are one sport.
Together we are. And together we am sport.
This was attempts were sport.
And we will sport you.
Sports were made.
Woo,
Fuck.
go sports!
That's the
Sports were sported, and we will sport you next sports.
You were a good
All right,
sport for doing this.